Yo, what's good everybody? This is your boy Boss Golf. Welcome back to Boss Golf Plays. Got some new news for Dragon Ball Xenoverse, which is pretty cool because this is... oh, fuck me. Hold on. Boss Golf, you slipping on a dick, man. I said Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Hell no. No, Dragon Ball Fighters. You already know what it is, man. Look, got some new information on this, which is fucking awesome. Fucking cool. Because this is the hypest game. One of the hypest games that I've been excited about as far as E3 video game reveals have gone, and it's more information about I guess another character reveal has gone by, and it's Future Trunks, which I'm honestly not surprised. As far as Dragon Ball Z games go, y'all know me. I know there's some people out there that don't know anything about this game, or not this game in general, but don't even know anything about Dragon Ball Z. But as far as Dragon Ball Z goes, I'm not surprised. He's pretty much been in every Dragon Ball Z game with the main cast as far as that goes, because he's an integral part of the Dragon Ball story in general. But this is pretty cool. Future Trunks is here. It's in this this scan we got going on here in this magazine, and it's just showing him doing, the only, I guess, picture we see of it is him doing his heat dome and going into Super Saiyan with that. And then as far as more information that I've looked up, which is something that's really cool that I wanted to talk about. Let me see. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah. It's Future Trunks doing his heat dome. That's all the information we got on that as far as characters. Hopefully, I'm excited to see what kind of characters that they put in this game, and like what story they'll follow or anything like that, because the initial roster that we've seen, as far as all the demos and things like that, were the 6 characters: Vegeta, Gohan, Goku, Frieza, Cell, and Buu. But I asked, like, what kind of characters will they put in this, and like what universes will they go into as far as like the shows and stuff like that, is because Golden Frieza is a transformation. It's not, I guess you can't even call it a transformation, it's just like a move that he does. So that's in there, so that's making me think like, okay, they're gonna have either characters or transformations or moves from like Dragon Ball Super, which is kind of like a big jump. You go from like the main series to Dragon Ball Super. I'm hoping they do GT. A lot of people don't like GT. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I like Dragon Ball from Dragon Ball Z all the way up to GT. Yes, I'm one of the fucks that include that as canon. Fuck what you heard. But yeah, it's interesting. Let me know who y'all think will be like in the roster as far as that goes. Of course, we'll have the main cast like Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo. It said it was confirmed that Tien would be in the game. We'll see characters like, of course, we'll see Krillin and possibly Master Roshi. I know they said Hercule might be in the game, or maybe he is, or things like that. I don't know. But before I go, that's the roster. I just want to talk a little bit about this game and things that I've heard and like information that I've been pulling up as far as this game goes. So Dragon Ball Fighters, man. When we heard about the reveal of this, there was a lot of hype, and I can understand where the hype comes from. You've seen me. If you didn't see my reaction, go watch the reaction video. But there's a lot of hype behind this game because one, it's a Dragon Ball fighting game, and not just like the fighting games we've got before, like Super Dragon Ball Z or Budokai or the Tenkaichi series, or even like Xenoverse, or the games we've been getting in the recent years, but an actual 2D.5 fighting game looks to be like a hardcore fighting game based off skill. You don't have to level up your characters. You don't have to use Patera earrings to get strength or skill or anything like that. Like, it is based off knowing your inputs, knowing your frames, knowing all of that. Like, pure fighting game. And this is pretty cool. And just looking at the game, it looks very pretty. And a lot of you can see like Arc System did a great job as far as like animating and things like that, because as I stated before, this game, it almost looks like the anime in terms of gameplay and things like that. but I don't know. I kind of wanted to look at it from like a different perspective and give my thoughts on that, because yes, while there is a lot of hype behind this game, there are a lot of things that aren't in this game that have kind of made Dragon Ball, or even made the Dragon Ball games the Dragon Ball games. The fact that there might not be transformations inside of the game is one of the things that I look at, because a lot of people are saying, even myself, when looking at this, are saying, "Oh, this might possibly be the game that we've been asking for." But is this possibly the game that we've been asking for? Because let's take transformations for an example. That's like a big part of the game, of the series. You want to talk about hype factor, you want to talk about what made Dragon Ball Z was the fact that these characters took almost 3 fucking episodes to transform. It was building the tension, it was building the excitement for that character, especially when you see a character like Goku go Super Saiyan for the first time when he fought against Frieza. That was excitement, that was hype. And just looking at it and based off some of the information we've been getting, we might not get transformations in this game. We might only see like base forms, or we might see characters go into their form, or how like we've seen Goku transform into Super Saiyan 3 and then revert back to Super Saiyan while doing the Super Saiyan Kamehameha, or how we've seen Trunks or we're seeing in the magazine how Trunks is doing his heat dome attack, and from the way it looks like it, I'm thinking he's going straight into Super Saiyan from his base form and then going back into his thing. Even Frieza, he's transforming into Golden Frieza and then going back into his final Frieza final mode. I don't know how. I don't know. I miss that aspect about those games. That's what made the older games exciting. Especially hell, we're talking about that beam clashes and the melee clashes and things like that. So looking past the hype, and once the hype has died down, I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I really do miss those things inside the game, because even though all the other games were fun back in the day, it's just that I don't know, that brought me closer to the fact that, hey, I feel like I'm playing an episode out of the series and making up my own episodes when I can do these type of things inside of the game. And yeah, I do understand that this is although this is for DBZ fans, it's also geared towards fighting game fans, which is pretty cool. So I mean, that could be a reason for that. And maybe this game might not be, or even the producer of the game, she was saying this game, I mean, it's for the fans too, but she made it, or they were trying to make this for fighting game fans, which is really cool. I don't know. And the reason I bring this stuff up, and I was sitting and thinking about this, is because I heard a lot of talk watching the video, and then I've also like looking up shit online and seeing people's reaction. People were comparing these to other games, and even with me sitting and doing videos, y'all have seen me do rant videos and shit like that in the past, where I'm comparing certain games to previous games in the past and things like that. I don't know, it's kind of like in a sense, when it comes to this type of Dragon Ball Z game, you can't in a sense compare it to its predecessors, because it's basically a completely different genre type of fighting game. Like, I know a fighting game it's kind of like that's its thing, that's a genre, but there are different types of genres of fighting game. Naruto, for example, the Budokai series, for example, Budokai Tenkaichi, for example. Basically completely different ways of playing these games. And I think because just thinking about it and trying to compare it and stuff like that, I think because of that fact, it is its own thing. It's not like the other games, and it's geared towards like hardcore fighting game fans. You can kind of give it a pass on that, and what even gives it more of a pass like that, because it's still doing fan service. With that being said, no, it doesn't have the things that like transformations and beam clashes and things like that. There's still hella fan service, and I want to show y'all this, and then I'll be done with this video. There's still hella fan service I seen on this, and looking through this, I was looking at this article on this site, and it was talking about how Arc System drew inspiration directly from the mangas and the show, and even different Dragon Ball Z video games. And I don't know, as far as fan service, when it comes, because that's the one thing I was worried about, is this game going to deliver? Because I was looking at the stuff about the transformations, looking at the stuff about beam clashes and things like that, and I was worried if this game is actually going to deliver to the fans. And looking at this, it gave me, I already had hope for this game. I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be a good fucking Dragon Ball Z game. And now looking at this, I can see that this is gonna be a good fucking Dragon Ball Z game, because you can see where they pull all of the direct inspiration straight from, like they pull it straight from scenes. If you can look at it here, scene from scene. Looking at this the GIF with Goku, looking at Vegeta versus Cell, looking at how Cell is positioned, his stance, his moves, some of Majin Buu's moves. Well, that's what makes this cool. I think that's what is going to make this a good Dragon Ball Z game. Not only is it going to be a great fighter and made by a great fighting game company, they took the time. Either these guys are actual fans of the games, or they've done extensive research, because of the fact that they've taken the time to go in and look at the scenes and still give it that anime feel, and still give it what makes Dragon Ball Z a Dragon Ball Z game. So I don't know, just something I wanted to talk about and share with you guys. I guess not necessarily expressing concern, but just sitting down talking about the game in general as a whole. Let me know what y'all think about this. If you want to look at the article, I'll put that in the link in the description box down below. But you can check where Arc System drew inspiration from all of these scenes, and that kind of made me smile. Really, I was like, okay, they're actually doing work. Even though they might not have some of the things that I felt like made a Dragon Ball Z game a Dragon Ball Z game, they still might deliver. There's definitely huge hope for this game. There was already hope for this game, but it just brought it up that much more. So let me know what y'all think about this in the comment box down below. I'm out of this thing. This your boy Boskov, talking about some Dragon Ball fighters. If there's more, if there's more information, I'll be covering it on this channel. So make sure y'all subscribe and like the video if y'all want to see more. I'm out this thing. Make sure I keep them schlongs long, them clips tight. I will see you to the host on the flip one. Peace.